Hi there. Today we're talking about the CHFT Diversity Scholarships. And the post is called Celebrating Co-op Housing with the Diversity Scholarships. For all that's good in the co-op housing model, and trust me, there's lots, there's nothing as inspiring as the Diversity Scholarship. 22 years ago, the Cooperative Housing Federation of Toronto, CHFT as it's known, turned the cooperative principle of education and training into a program to help support post-secondary education for people living in co-ops. The Diversity Scholarship started small with just 8 scholarships in its first year. Now it provides $6,000 grants to about 25 students annually. CHFT has awarded well over $2 million to over 525 recipients. Scholarships are now offered to co-opers in Ontario's other regional federations and by CHF Canada and CHFBC as well. On July 8th, I was honored to be part of CHFT's annual Diversity Scholarship event. Held for the past 3 years at Toronto's Metro Reference Library, it's the highlight in my co-op calendar. That's been the case for me for 20 years. As a lawyer at Eiler Campbell, I learned very quickly no one ever calls the lawyer to say, "Hey, we had a great day at the co-op." So when we had an opportunity to sponsor scholarships and celebrate with CHFT at its annual event, we grabbed it. I made sure colleagues, including clerks, legal assistants, new lawyers, and articling students, came too, so they could see why we were doing all the work we did. It's even richer, though, since joining the sector, because now I have a window on the selection process. It's a privilege to learn more about the recipients who range from students just graduating from high school to people in their middle years set to try something new. Their aspirations vary greatly, too. PhDs in advanced areas of medical research, horticulture, MBAs, engineering, liberal arts, early childhood education, law and order, and anything else you can imagine. The tie that binds? Co-op residency, of course, but also a commitment to embracing diversity in their communities. The event itself celebrates all this with a 2-hour ceremony that features the recipients, but also includes the sponsors, mostly private sector businesses that have close ties to the co-op housing sector. Most sponsors, like my old law firm, for example, have supported the Diversity Scholarship for many years. Watching the newcomers on the list, though, is a delight. They grin as they realize how special it is to help make a difference for people who want control over their own futures despite life circumstances that for many make that challenging. The scholarships are also a chance to honor people who've made a difference to the co-op sector or who've embraced education. CHFT has scholarships named for co-op leaders like Randy Padmore and Dexter Johnson, both from the Atkinson Co-op, which has been home to many scholarship winners. Other scholarships are given in the name of Mark Goldblatt, the co-founder of CHFT and a lifelong co-opper. Longtime housing advocate and credit union leader Penny Bethke is also honored with scholarships in her name. Toronto City Councillor Pam McConnell found her political feat as a volunteer director at Spruce Court Co-op and then at CHFT and is honored annually with scholarships. It's Joan Miller's story, though, that perhaps resonates best with me. The mother of former Toronto Mayor David Miller, Joan returned to school in midlife as a single mother. The Joan Miller Success Becomes You is a scholarship that recognizes education is interrupted for many, but that there's no limit to when you can pick up the thread again. If you'd like to know more about this year's winners, including those who received the Joan Miller Scholarship, be sure to head to the CHFT website, and you can find the link on my blog. If you're so inclined, you can also donate to the CHFT Charitable Fund, and again, the link is on my blog. And finally, a note on what's so great about co-op housing. So regular readers will know I'm a great admirer of the co-op housing model of living. It appeals to me for many reasons, including the collective decision-making, the sense of community it can foster, the focus on continuing education and training, and the many other ways that co-op principles infuse the fabric of self-governed communities around the world. While I've never lived in a co-op, I quickly saw it was something I could get behind when I was a new lawyer at Eiler Campbell. Since I left law, working at the Cooperative Housing Federation of Toronto 3 days a week and filling the rest of my professional time consulting in the housing sector has been the right next step for me. Thanks so much for watching.